What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, back at it again to discuss the latest episode of the Attack on Titan final season, and this is the turning point, ladies and gentlemen. Clashing philosophies and clashing Titan battles. Make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing these Attack on Titan videos and want to keep them coming, then the best thing you can do is Warhammer smash that like button and share this video with any Attack on Titan fans that you know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell and select all, or you will miss future Attack on Titan videos. And while you wait for the next insane episode to drop, feel free to check out my growing Attack on Titan playlist, where we got videos about the Titan shifters and their powers, all the Ackermans and their powers, the Titans rank from weakest to strongest, and much more. Link to that is in the description. Now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. So this episode 65, is called the Warhammer Titan, which is hella exciting because the Warhammer Titan is the new and final 9th Titan that we've been waiting for so long. Things just don't get more hype than a new Titan after Eren declared war on the world. If you're like me and don't care about spoilers and want to know as much as possible about the Warhammer Titan, how strong it is and what happens to it, then I recommend you check out my How Strong is the Warhammer Titan video, which I'll link in the description. But for now, in the anime, it remains new, interesting, and mysterious. However, we don't just continue where we left off with the last episode, which was with Eren's Titan about to eat Willy Tybur. That specific moment actually happened at the end of chapter 100 of the manga, which you gotta admit, it's a crazy thing to happen, and it's fitting for such an important chapter milestone, especially because we get to meet the Warhammer Titan in chapter 101. Isayama did a great job with making the 100th chapter special, and of course, that hype transferred over to the anime too. Last episode was the lead up and initial transformation, but this episode is where things really go full gear and all hell breaks loose. Before that though, we get some Willy Tybur flashback moments. The manga didn't interrupt this part with a flashback, but I think they wanted to end the last episode in a hype way, and so they decided to push some stuff like the conversation between Magath and Willy to the next episode in the form of a flashback. And it's not a bad move necessarily, because as a dude is getting eaten, you probably want to get a sense of what kind of guy he is. So this episode starts with the flashback, so Willy's death has some impact on us, even though he's a relatively new member of the cast compared to Eren, Mikasa, and the rest. We see him getting humanized, which is something Isayama loves to do. Let me know if there's even one character you can think of who is pure evil in this show, because I don't think there is for the most part. Isayama does such a good job of showing how if you switch the perspective, almost anyone can be seen as the good guy, or at least as a complex human being. No one just hates everyone else and wants to destroy everyone for fun. They all have characters that they are acting to protect, even though their actions may be horrible. Willy is clearly the enemy of Eren, although he sees himself as the savior here, wanting to show the world that Eren is dangerous and that the internment zone Eldians aren't in league with the devil Eren Yeager. He's also ready to sacrifice many lives in order to get that point across. He's prepared to be attacked by Eren and willing to give his own life in the process, which even if you don't like him, you have to respect that he's willing to die for a cause he believes in when he doesn't have to. He can just chill out in his rich home with his special Tybur status and await the end in style if it comes, but rather he's throwing himself in harm's way even though he has a family. They spend time showing Willy with the Tybur kids who love him. Even though Eren has been the protagonist since the beginning of the series, Isayama is showing in this episode that that doesn't necessarily mean he's 100% the good guy and on the right side. Not that a quote-unquote 100% good side even seems to exist in this world. Eren kills this man without mercy, the man we got to know relatively well, in part with help from this flashback. He seems to want to help the world and Eldians at large from his perspective, but to do so he's willing to sacrifice Eldian lives because he knows Eren will kill others, and that's baked into his plan. The conversation between Willy and Magath is really good. Magath at first questions the idea of having Eldians die because of Eren's attack, but then Tybur points out that it's not that different now just because they're not in uniform. Magath has sent plenty of Eldians out to die on the battlefield, and the most haunting and powerful line in my opinion is when Magath says that he has no doubt that the Eldians Eldians are spawns of the devil as he reaches out his hand to shake Willy's. Willy has clearly earned his respect, and then Magath adds, and we are devils too, meaning the Marleyans. Magath recognizes that Eldians are no more devils than Marleyans or other humans. This is a recurring theme in Attack on Titan. The ability to turn into titans is not what makes you a devil. Evil seems to be present in all of humanity, or at least the potential of evil. Furthermore, evil fuels evil, so when someone attacks a group of people, they in turn seek revenge, and the cycle continues and gains steam as the deaths and tragedies pile up. In reality, every character we've seen has some good in them and some evil in them, and anyone can become a devil because the world of Attack on Titan is creating devils all the time. Eren didn't just attack willy-nilly, he counterattacked after the Marleyans attacked his home and killed many of his people, including his mom. So this time, when he attacked them the way he was attacked, it's still messed up and he's killing innocent people, even children, but he's acting in the way he was taught to act by his enemies. He's fighting back, fighting fire with fire. He's definitely not an innocent character anymore, but he's doing what he thinks he has to do, not even just for revenge, but to protect the people he loves and cares about. Because remember, with technology, Eldians and Titan powers are in the process of becoming obsolete, and when that happens, nobody will want to keep the monsters that turn into Titans and attack their people and kill their families alive. Everyone fears them, and when they're not needed, Eren believes they'll be eradicated. And that goes double for the island Eldians on Paradise Island, who are already no use to the world alive. The image of Eren eating Willy is truly horrifying. You can totally see why the world views Eldians as devils during this scene. Another crazy detail is how it happens during a play. A lot of these people are high society people who would never be on the front lines, and now they're confronted with what appears to be the devil himself in front of them, and it must be absolutely terrifying. It's like if you were watching TV, felt safe enough with your comfortable life, and a Titan suddenly popped out of the ground. Many of these people died because of Eren's appearance. Here, Eren is bringing the war to them, in a very Lelouch, if you kill, be prepared to be killed kind of way. Zofia and eventually Udo die. 2 kids. You could say they're not completely innocent because they're warrior candidates, but in reality, they're just doing what they've been brainwashed to think is the right thing. At that age, you arguably can't even be blamed for your actions. They're around Gabby's age, and Gabby is only 12 years old. Then the Warhammer Titan appears. It is Willy Tybur's sister, who remained nameless in the manga, but here we learn she is called Lara Tybur. A very cool piece of info for manga fans. She clearly has a sort of maid disguise thing going on, so you might have even questioned whether or not she was a legit part of the family. So for all of you Sherlocks that knew it was her immediately, good job, because they definitely kept her in the background during the Tybur scenes. I love Eren's quick reflexes here. He goes for the punch before the Tybur sister has even finished transforming and completely destroys her nape. Let me know if you anime only watchers took note of the fact that she formed her Titan from the feet up instead of the nape. Eren only later figures it out, and that's the reason she doesn't die when her nape is destroyed or when Mikasa later shoots thunder spears at her nape. While this is all going on, Magath fires a symbolic counterattack at Eren's Titan, signaling the fact that the nation is at war with Eren now. Again, this is funny because Eren's attack is a counterattack in and of itself, so they shouldn't be acting like completely innocent victims here. What Marley is doing right now is more so a counterattack. I love finally seeing the Warhammer and his powers animated. Obviously, the 3D stuff can be a bit jarring, not gonna lie about that. Let me know how you feel about it, but nonetheless, I'm so glad to finally see it animated. And honestly, the CGI gives the Titans a creepy look that kind of works because they're supposed to be creepy. But anyways, we see the Warhammer impale Eren with a giant spike, and then form a Warhammer with spikes on the end of it. Eren's Titan gets its head knocked off after it's trapped by Warhammer spikes that jut out of the ground. It leads to a very cool scene where Eren is protruding from his Titan body. He's about to get killed here, but luckily Mikasa shows up. So good to see the Survey Corps again. Mikasa thunder spears the Tybur sister, but as we know, it doesn't have any effect because she's not in the nape. I gotta say, the Warhammer Titan power really delivered something special. It uses its hardening to create anything it can think of, including whips, swords, warhammer, spikes, and as we later see, a freaking crossbow. This extremely creative Titan power was definitely worth the wait. I always compare it to an earthbender from Avatar. Even the warhammer itself is just an empty body obeying the commands of its user while she stays underground in one of those unbreakable Titan crystals. And despite this, the Titan can talk perfectly, joining the other few Titan talkers like Zeke and Peak. There are so many animation highlights throughout, like when you see Mikasa upside down after launching the Thunder Spears into the Warhammer Titan. I love seeing how the vertical maneuvering gear lets them fly around the city like Spider-Man. Mikasa ends up telling Eren to come home, and you can tell that things are complicated between them at this point, and that Eren has been acting without their approval. I really ship these two hard, even though I doubt that Attack on Titan is the kind of show that will give its characters, especially Eren, a happy ending. It's hard to give a guy who just killed a bunch of innocent people and even kids a happy ending. We're told that Eren succeeded in making sure every major nation gets involved in the war, and that they'll see the Eldian Empire as a threat the way Willie wanted. Of course, Eren probably felt, in line with Machiavelli's philosophy, that if he gives them something to fear, they'll be less likely to mess with him. It's really hard to know what the right approach is in this kind of situation, where the lives of your entire people are on the line. Floch supports Eren, not wanting to show any mercy to the people that caused their people to be eaten alive. He feels that they have it coming, while Jean has a more objective approach, understanding that they're humans too, not just the enemy or devils. And what's crazy is that in a way, Eren has become a villain now. Mikasa asks if he even knows what he's done, since he killed civilians and children. Crazy to think our shonen protagonist did something like this. Best girl Mikasa cries while telling Eren that this can't be undone, and Eren is completely emotionless. He clearly knows what he did was messed up, but he has a mission and he won't let his emotions stop him now from moving forward and carrying it out. This is when the crossbow gets fired and Eren is only saved because Mikasa saves him here. But again, how crazy is it that through hardening, the Warhammer can create a crossbow? It's like Momo from My Hero Academia. The possibilities are seemingly endless as long as the Warhammer Titan has the knowledge to envision what it wants to create. Eren is pretty calm, cool, and collected despite everything, saying he plans to eat the Warhammer Titan and gain a third Titan power. We also see Gabby's face, which seems to be filled with pure hatred. This is exactly like when Eren was attacked on Paradise Island and was filled with hate for the Titans. Just in this case, Gabby is directing her hate at Eren and the Survey Corps specifically. Sasha, our precious potato girl, who is looking very good mind you after the time skip, shoots an officer, the one who was nice to Gabby, but importantly she spares Gabby, who she's viewing as an innocent, harmless child. Clearly Sasha isn't taking the same merciless approach as Eren. Eren finally notices the cable attached to the Warhammer, leading it to underneath the stage. He transforms and takes out the user and her Titan crystal while severing the cord, which causes the Warhammer Titan body to collapse. Although this is an OP Titan, this is a problematic situation because we can assume a lot of energy was spent creating this Titan body, and by cutting a cable, it all seems to be wasted. Then, as if things can't get more hype, Porco, another Titan, comes in having been rescued thanks to Peak, who knew something was shady about the person leading them to the trap, and so hugged the men that ride her Titan and let them know to secretly follow her. Despite how weird that sentence sounded, I really like that Peak is so quick-witted. I love when characters plan things out so intelligently without anyone catching on, so points go to Peak for that. When Porco is about to take out Eren, Levi comes in and slices his jaw so fast that he can't close it. Arguably the third time Eren's life was saved by an Ackerman in this episode alone. By the way, I love seeing the Jaw Titan animated, and its hardened claws are cool to see up close. As a manga fan, it's really cool to see all of these Titans and characters colored and from different angles. I also had no idea Floch's hair was going to be orange. It's so interesting to see how Porco reacts to the Survey Corps. He's in disbelief that humans are attacking a Titan. The hunter has become the hunted, and he's shocked that they are in fact hunting him and trying to kill him rather than the other way around. And in the case of Mikasa and Levi, they arguably outdo most most Titans. So we got a whole different ballgame right now, something completely different to what these Marleyan warriors are used to. And that is it for this epic episode, leaving plenty insane moments for the next one. We get a preview for the next episode and see that the Cart Titan and Beast Titan are joining in. It's called Assault, so we know that the action will only ramp up and we're just gonna keep having more and more insane people enter the fight. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this Attack on Titan season. I am so excited each week to watch the episodes, and I think all in all, they're doing a great job. As a manga reader, I kind of have my own perceptions on what's going on, since I know what's gonna happen next with these characters, but I'd love to know if you're an anime only watcher, how you're experiencing this for the first time. Are you still on Eren's side no matter what? Did you empathize at all with Willy and the others Eren attacked? I'm very curious to know if this Marley portion of the season has shifted some people's perspective a bit and changed the way they look at the good guys and the bad guys in this series. And that is it for this episode. If you do enjoy seeing these Attack on Titan videos and want to keep them coming, then the best thing you could do is Warhammer smash that like button and share this video with any Attack on Titan fans that you know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell and select all, or you will miss future Attack on Titan videos. And while you wait for the next insane episode to drop, feel free to check out our growing Attack on Titan playlist, where we got videos about all of the Titan shifters and their powers, the Ackermans and their powers, the Titans ranked from weakest to strongest, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.